while Mona explores Manila.
Oh, hello! Oh, I'm so excited!
Natalie explores Bahrain. Natalie exploring ruins while Mona arrives in the Philippines.
So I'm really excited to be here in the Philippines. It's really nice. People are so friendly. They're so willing to be on camera. The guy at the passport control was like, Assalamu alaikum.
Navigating the arrival terminal crowd.
Manuel. Oh, sorry, I need to hear where you are. Can't see where you are, so I'll follow you. Excuse me. Thank you. Hey everyone, so you might be wondering why I'm not taking public transportation like usual when I first land in a city. And apparently in order for me to get to the Hyatt that I need to go to, it's like 4 buses, too much of a hassle with 3 bags of luggage, so we just kind of reserved the Hyatt picking us up.
Driving on the highway, Hyatt elevators.
Thank you. Oh, I want to feel the buttons, see if there's any braille.
She traces her finger on the elevator buttons.
There's no braille on the buttons, even though she said there were. How am I gonna know which one is the button? Which one is 55? So not every elevator has braille? How am I gonna control if I get braille or not? You guys should get braille.
So only 1 out of the 8 elevators in the Hyatt are accessible. They should find a way to program specifically the accessibility elevator to come when called, for future guests.
Hello everyone, I'm coming to you from Manila, Philippines. I'm standing here outside the hotel. We're gonna go to the old city, but in order to get there, we're gonna get an Angkas, which is a local way to actually order a motorcycle so that we can thread through the traffic to go to the MRT, which is the metro. Then we're gonna hop on to the LRT, which is a light rail. And hopefully that will get us there to the old city where we're gonna get to adventure and learn about the history of Manila. So let's go!
A motorcycle stops in front of Mona. Mona puts her cane in her bag, and they drive off. Mona raises both her hands. They drive on the highway with the blue sky above them. An Angkas or a joyride is a very common way to get around the city, especially during rush hour. They're cheap, they're fast, and they have a way of slipping through traffic, which also contributes to the traffic. They take a side street and get to the station.
So this was a fantastic introduction to Manila, coming here on the mopeds, Angkas and Joyride. Stay tuned, now we're gonna have to find the LRT. So let's go.
Mona follows the crowd to the ticketing booth and purchases a beep card.
Salamat! Thank you po.
A tight sidewalk by the highway bustles with commuters and street vendors. She climbs the overpass and reaches the station.
It's hot and it's chaotic. It's so hot.
Mona amongst a crowd of commuters going in every direction. She finds the MRT turnstile, heading down the escalator to reach the platform.
I think it's really interesting. So we got down here and they really wanted me to write in a priority cart, and then I wouldn't say it's really accessible for blind people unless you really knew the environment already to begin with.
Mona scans the tactile indicators of the platform.
Down. We went through security, which is unique. I've never had security at a public transportation stop, ever. Also, the face mask, I understand why it's required, but it does really play a huge part in my navigational skills because I can't feel the wind on my face properly.
Mona rides the MRT to her next stop and asks people on the platform where her next destination is.
So loud, it's so chaotic. I'm trying to navigate. The lady tried to help me, but I couldn't speak Filipino and she couldn't speak English.
A security guard points for Mona.
Because we're also outside, the sound travels differently. It's harder for me to pinpoint. So I'm finding myself a little bit challenged. But now we're gonna go to the LRT, so we're gonna hop on this train.
Scanning the edges of the platform.
There's no indicator to the edge here of the platform other than the fact that the pane fall off. Okay.
Yeah. With one big step, Mona boards the LRT.
I feel like I would get lost. I mean, eventually I'd find my way, but it would take time.
She reaches her stop. Holding handle, exiting train. Exiting station.
So we were getting out of the LRT. Petty cab driver just came up to us and was like, we can give you a ride. So we're gonna actually use that to get to Intramuros.
Mona squeezes her way into the pedicab.
It's starting to rain. This is kind of cool. Oh, I love this. I'm getting rained on. Whee! One with the world around me.
The pedicab runs counterflow to the traffic and takes a side street to some kiosks to pick up the driver's brother.
Great, it's like a whole family business.
Yeah.
The brother of the guy just came.
And then they gave us a quick tour of the city, driving by government buildings, churches, and the oldest Chinatown in the world, Binondo, which boasts the biggest Chinese welcome arch in the world as well. Then they dropped us off in Ilustrado, a Filipino restaurant near our destination. The walls are filled with old event posters, a bartender behind an antique bar.
Do they have any juices?
Dalandan is a local orange.
Dalandan is a local orange?
Yes.
I'll try that.
The waiter brings us Dalandan juice and we cheer.
Oh my god, this tastes so good. Okay, so here we have the salted egg in bread. I like this. And then here is pandan tea. It tastes really good. And then I love this. The Landan juice. It's a type of orange that goes here where the outside is green and the inside is orange. It's delicious.
A tall tour guide approaches from the rainy cobblestone streets.
Oh, hello.
I'm Andre.
Hi, Andre.
Hello
Mona.
Mona, yeah.
Andre,
Yes.
nice to meet you.
We're about to tour the Mojo Dojo Casa Museum, a sneak peek into what it was like to live in the Spanish times. A replica of an antique Spanish house.
Have you ever had a blind person on your tours?
Yeah, not yet. This is the first time. That's why I'm.
They enter.
So we usually count the number of stairs that we would have. So every time stop, it's oro, and the next is plata, mata. Oro means gold, plata is silver, and mata means death. So
Gold, silver, death.
yes, so a stair should either land in an oro or a plata, but never in a mata.
A living room filled with antique furniture.
So this is a long dining table, and then this, what you're feeling now, is rattan, so that the airflow.
Because it's so hot. Wow.
He guides Mona's hand to a string attached to the ceiling.
This is a string. You are pulling a manual electric fan.
A ceiling fan sways back and forth as Mona pulls.
Where's the fan?
It's above the table.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
As we enter the brick kitchen, Andre enlightens us with more
We
facts.
don't have ice here in the Philippines until 1912. So before that, there was this businessman from Boston, Massachusetts, who monopolized the ice shipping business.
From Boston.
Yeah, from
Boston shipped ice
Yes.
to the Philippines.
To the Philippines. You put the ice in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do they keep it ice?
So we smothered it with rice husk, and it somehow preserves the ice. So you can feel
cookie
it out.
molds.
Yeah, those are cookie molds. Our churches are made out of egg whites.
Art?
Yes, during the time when we don't have cement, the egg whites would be the binding element to make the churches stand.
Really?
Yes.
So then you had all these yolks. You could probably look at a church and say this church made 1 million cookies.
Millions.
Even in the bathroom, there was something to be learned. 2 toilets side by side.
There are some toilets found in some places here in the Philippines that they carved out a Filipino checkerboard. So you can imagine they're playing checkers while doing the yeah.
They leave the house and enter the ruins of an old Spanish barracks.
This is Rizal Museum, and from all of the museums here in Intramuros, this is the only museum that made an effort to be friendly to the visually impaired.
A wax figure of Jose Rizal sitting on a desk with a parchment and quill.
So this is where Dr. Jose Rizal was imprisoned for 67 days before he was actually executed. He was guarded 24/7. He was an eye doctor because his mom was losing eyesight, and actually this museum is one of the only considered museum to people who are blind. So he was actually executed by a firing squad. Right here is a piece of his spine, where the bullets hit.
They exit the ruins.
Hey everyone, so I'm coming to you from Manila, Philippines, where I met here the awesome tour guide, Andre, who gave me a quick history about the Philippines in the 1500s. There was a sultan that came from Brunei. His name is Raja Sulaiman. It was said that his palace was here, and that's when the Spaniards around 1565 came and they basically conquered Manila and established the Spanish Manila, which was here for approximately 333 years, when the Filipinos were like, no, we've had enough. And they were able to like uprise, but one of the reasons why they were able to do that is actually Dr. Jose Rizal's books that were actually more romance books.
Yeah, love story novels.
Love story novels, but it really showcased how horrible they were being treated by the Spaniards. He was actually imprisoned over there, and he was then executed by a firing squad. After that happened, you know, people revolted. But then America came, and then the Spaniards were like, we're gonna just sell you Philippines, America. And America was like, great. And so they sold it for 20 million, and America was like, this is now ours. The Filipinos were like, I don't think so. But then around 1935, the Filipinos were like, no, we need our own government, we need our own thing. They went, the Americans were like, okay, sure, whatever, you're too far away anyways.
Yeah.
It was World War II. The Japanese came and they demolished it. So we actually got to see a monument honoring the 100,000 people that were massacred here.
So we are under the Japanese from 1941 up until March of 1945.
And so then we basically see the Manila that is today. It was established, it was independent for the first time in many years. Highly recommend if you're ever in Manila, and never skip Manila if you come to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Would you like to stay here to be a tour guide?
You taught me well, my friend, you taught me well.
An ice cream vendor.
The ice creams that are being sold in the roads, they call it dirty ice cream. Just to distinguish it to the clean ice cream that they are selling in their ice cream shops. Just in the American businesses, ice cream shops.
Oh, I will definitely do avocado flavor.
Yeah, it's on me, no worries.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes.
Are you sure, 100? It's too kind.
Avocado ice cream in a small sugar cone.
Oh, I'm so excited.
She gives it a taste. Amused by Mona, the ice cream vendor gives her another scoop.
He will scoop an ube on the top of your ice cream.
Okay, ube is...
So that ube is like a root crop. It's
Wow.
Good.
It's very starchy.
yeah.
You want to try cheese?
And the try
Cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ice cream man adds a yellow scoop on top of the pile.
I like it. I like the cheese. If you're ever in the Philippines and you want ice cream, you should definitely have the dirty ice cream. It's not dirty, they just call it that because of the American time to distinguish ice cream sold outside versus inside. I had 3 flavors. We got cheese on top, then the violet is the ube, which is like a potato, and then avocado. Never had avocado or any of these in ice cream form, but definitely recommend. Check it out.
As they part ways, I can't help but think about the question Mona asked. Do Filipinos feel pride in their identity?
Pride in their identity.
That's a good question, huh?
Every place I visit that has been colonized results in this identity confusion.
Yeah. Have you tried halo-halo dish? It's a dessert here in the Philippines. For an outsider's eye, it is like too much. What am I eating? There's beans, there's jellies, there's candied fruits, there's tropical fruits, there's root crop. Once you realize that a Filipino is all of these experiences combined, then that's the time I think you can have your Filipino.
Next time on Planes, Trains, and Canes.
I'm on my way to go diving. So today, in order to get there, we're first gonna take an Angkas to the jeepney stop. Then we're gonna go to a bus stop. We're gonna take a bus to Lemery, and then we're gonna take a tricycle, which I've never ridden, so I don't know. And then we're gonna have to take a boat out to where the resort is to learn diving. So stay tuned, let's see how this goes today.
Credits: the Planes, Trains, and Canes team. Mona Minkara, Natalie Guse, Benjamin Jimenez, Prithvi Rajmacha, Elizabeth Janney. Planes, Trains, and Canes is brought to you by the Graham Foundation and in part by the Massachusetts Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Special thanks to our dear friend and supporter of Planes, Trains, and Canes, Andy Rapista. If you'd like to see how you could help our team, email planestrainsandcanes@gmail.com.
Please like and subscribe and press the bell for future notifications. Please tell your friends. and your enemies, and everybody else in between. Thanks!